Hi guys, so here we have my nails that I did a few days ago. So I'm starting off and I'm applying a form, just showing you my other hand there because I've applied the nails on the other hand but I haven't filed or anything yet, so they still look a bit rough around the edges. So I'm doubling up my forms, creating a nice C-curve before then lining up with my nail, and then I'm laying the form down so that there's a slight tilt upwards, making sure it's coming out nice and straight, and just holding a file there just so I get an idea of where I want my apex to be, the kind of shape and structure of the nail, just to make sure I've got it at the right angle and I'm happy with how I've applied it. Now I'm coming in and just using my primer, dabbing off the excess and then placing on the nails. I did dehydrate the nails before putting my forms on, because I know some of you are always asking if I prime, so you've seen me do it this time. And then I'm going to come in with my base of clear. So I'm starting kind of like at the free edge to kind of join. And then literally just putting like a wash of clear down. Not worrying too much about the shape of the nail, just keeping that nice base down. I'm not sure why my camera wasn't focusing in at that point. Then coming in with a bead of Amor with a little bit of the Willow Pixie dust in it, so it's got a nice little gold shimmer. And then I'm getting a bead of clear acrylic, placing it in the glitter mix, and this is It's My Party. And then placing that in like a little fade across the nail and then down the length of the nail. Making sure I get a nice covering to it, and a couple of beads if I need to. And then I'm going to cap that entire nail in crystal glass, and this is when I'm going to start worrying about the shape and the structure of that nail. So starting at that cuticle area, and then I'm going to pat, tap and pull that acrylic down the nail, thinking about my apex, so creating that structure, and tapping, patting, pulling it down the nail, encapsulating that glitter. And when I sculpt these nails, I kind of get a rough shape, but I'm not too worried about getting like a perfect shape because I know I will perfect it in filing. So I let that one set and then pinch it a bit. Also did that other glitter tip nail, and then I'm coming in and just creating a nice smooth join there where the form and nail meet. Obviously you should have a nice snug fitting form, as you can see, but I always put a little layer of clear just to get a really nice smooth transition there. And then I'm coming in with Amor again, and this is again the Amor with that little bit of pixie dust in Willow. And I'm doing a full colour nail with this, so from the very beginning I'm thinking about the strength and the structure and the shape of the nail I'm creating. Coming in with my second bead. Whenever I put another bead on, I do overlap it a bit, because otherwise if you put that bead too far in front of the first bead, you end up with nails with like dips in. Make sure I drain out a bit of the liquid from the back of the bead so I end up with nice solid colour. then when they're all set, I filed them in, and I failed to record the filing. I apologise, guys. Then coming in with my CJP LED top gloss. So making sure I'm getting a good coverage on my nails, looking at them from every single angle to make sure that they've got plenty of top coat on. And on this now, I'm coming in with the Crystal Chameleon Flakes in Emerald, and I'm rubbing that in to that tack-free layer. Just always go over and smooth off with my finger whenever I use the Crystal Chameleon Flakes. And then I'm going to place the second layer of top coat, and I'm going to cure that for 30 seconds. I don't know if it really picks it up on the camera, but this kind of goes from this beautiful emerald colour to like a vivid, like violet purple. Looks like a duck swing. So it really catches the light. It's a really pretty colour. Place my second layer on there and doing a full cure of 60 seconds now. And I'm doing the same on my thumb, so you can see how differently these chameleon flakes turn out. The comparison between being over a dark colour and a light colour. Now if you don't like the mottled look and you want a nice smooth look, you should use the Crystal Chameleon pigment, but I quite like that mottled finish, so that's why I went for the flakes. Moving on to a cluster. So I'm using just a really fine detailer brush and picking up a nice speed of Akzentz Bling On. I get this from Hazel Dixon. And then I'm using tweezers, fingers, whatever it takes to pick up these clusters. Now some of these are Preciosa, some of these are Swarovski. I bought some from Scatter Crystals and some from Crystal Parade. I've got quite a collection now, so I couldn't honestly tell you where I got each one. I've just kind of gathered a bit of a collection, and the way I do these is I will do a few at a time, cure, add a bit more gel, add a few more, cure. I keep curing in between, mainly because if you put a bead of gel on and then surround it in crystals, it's not going to cure because the light can't penetrate to get to the gel and cure it. So that's why I do it in steps. And always make sure when you've finished your clusters to really go round them with that gel. I need to convince one of my clients to have a cluster because it would be so much easier to be able to show you on someone else's nails rather than my own. And every time I bring it out the lamp after a cure, I do kind of press against it and give it a bit of a wobble just to check that it's nicely set in place. And then I just keep building up until I'm happy with the size and kind of shape and flow of it. And when I'm happy with that, I'm making sure I'm going around once more just with that gel and getting in between all the different stones and right up against to the edges, just to make sure that there's a nice amount of gel. Like, you don't want to slop it over the top, but you want to make sure you get in all those little cracks so it's all really sealed together. I'm curing that, and then I'm just going to put another layer of top coat on, again butting up to those stones for that extra staying power. And there you go, guys, so these are my current nails. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Sorry, I'm slightly getting better at staying in shot when doing my own nails. Any questions, comments or requests, just pop it below. Thanks for tuning in.